Caitlin Clark's teammate loved why she seemingly wouldn't wear Colts jersey at game. Caitlin Clark and her Fever teammates were celebrated by the Colts during last Sunday's home game versus the Raiders. They were given jerseys with their names on the back and were seen on the field before kickoff. It was a nice way for the players to get some recognition after they narrowly missed out on a trip to the WNBA Finals. A not-so-subtle move by Clark at the game was noticed by people on social media, and one of her teammates loved her apparent refusal to wear the Colts jersey that was given to her. The official reason why she wouldn't put on the blue and white shirt hasn't been given, but it likely is because Clark has been a die-hard Chiefs fan her entire life and didn't want to put on another team's jersey, especially not a team that plays in the AFC and currently has a better record than Kansas City. That's a page right out of Kylie Kelsey's book, who has been seen spurning Chiefs colors at big games because she's a die-hard Eagles fan. Sophie Cunningham loved that move by Clark, saying on her podcast this week, "I'm not surprised by it, 'cause you know what Cunningham said on the latest episode of Show Me Something. Everyone's trying to get her to wear something or do something, and for her to be like, meh, I'm here, but I'm going to represent the Chiefs, baby, I love it." The Colts were still able to get the win on Sunday without Clark's full support as they rolled over the Raiders 40-6 to improve to 4-1. It will be interesting to see if Clark attends the Colts-Chiefs game on November 23rd at Arrowhead, and if she does, will she be decked out in Chiefs gear? Stay tuned. Caitlin Clark makes honest admission on injury-plagued second season with Fever. Fever star Caitlin Clark spoke to the media during her exit interview on Thursday, marking the first time in months since Clark has been at the podium following her season-ending injury. Clark was limited to just 13 games in her Year 2 campaign in the WNBA after suffering groin and quad injuries, as well as a left ankle bone bruise. She hasn't played in a game since July 15th, when she picked up the right groin injury that sidelined her for the rest of the season and finished with modest averages of 16.5 points, 8.8 assists, and 5.0 rebounds per game. In the wake of her injury-plagued season, Clark told reporters that she did all she could to return to the court and had every intention of rejoining the team. "I had a full intention of returning, and I think in a way that was probably positive for me because that's how I approached every day I came in here, like I was going to play," Clark said. "It probably would have been even more devastating and crushing knowing that I was never going to be able to put my uniform back on for the rest of the season. But you just approach it every single day, you attack it, and you get better, and it'll be the same for me going forward. That work doesn't stop. I think I've had really good perspective on it all, and that's probably what I'm most proud of too." After months of speculation, Clark ultimately announced she was out for the season on September 4th. Clark added in Thursday's presser that the ankle injury she suffered in early August was one of the worst sprains she's ever dealt with in her career. "Going forward down the road, if I have a teammate that's injured or hurt or going through a tough moment, I know I will always show up for them and be there for them and check in with them because it is an incredibly isolating thing, and you don't realize that until you go through it," said Clark. As for what's next for Clark, she hasn't committed to any off-season leagues such as Unrivaled, nor has she mentioned any plans to do so thus far. Fever coach Stephanie White also spoke candidly about Clark's recovery journey, noting that the most important thing is that Clark is fully healthy before she ramps up her fitness and on-court activities. "I think first and foremost she builds up her endurance, her on-the-court activity, making sure that she's healthy," White said of Clark's ongoing rehab. "And then continuing to move forward in terms of mechanics, number 1 and number 2 basketball. She's gotta at some point in this offseason play 5-on-5. It's been a long time since she has. It's a long offseason and she's had a long, long year.